Hello, can you hear me? Let's start this live stream. Let me get a little bit more light going on in this room. It's a dark and rainy Sunday in Ohio. I have some yarn today. When you're here, chime in and let me know. Oh, hello, Central Ohio. Yes, it's very rainy and dark down here in Southern Ohio today. Is it brighter in Central Ohio, I hope? Hi, Jackie. Good to see you or hear you, read you. I can't see you, but. Hi from Florida. The yarn, this is Cascade 220 Superwash Wave. That is what I'm working with today. What are you working on? Let's see. Yeah, still yucky out. Yeah, Northern Michigan. Do you have a lot of snow in Northern Michigan? Northeast Ohio. Hello, everyone. What's everyone? Jackie just finished a shawl. Hello, good. Rainy and gloomy. Boy, that is the truth, isn't it? It looks pretty bright with the window behind me, but it's just been raining all day. So let me hold the blind. That didn't help much, did it? Anyway, just finished a shawl. Hey, Steph, how are you? Planting seeds for your garden. Did it stop raining? Steph lives just around the corner from me. Working on a poke ball granny square blanket. I don't know what that means. What is a poke ball granny square blanket? Like to hear more about what you guys are doing. So yesterday, I was supposed to go on a really long run with my friend, and the radar said that it was going to be severe thunderstorms. So we decided not to go. We're going to reschedule. And then, of course, it didn't rain at all. And so I missed my opportunity. So we're going to try and go tomorrow. And it's supposed to snow. So it's like, you can't win for losing, can you? Making a tank top, just finished a tote. Love to see a tutorial on a tank that doesn't look boxy. Thanks. Love watching my tutorials. Thank you, Kalo. It's all about shaping. So a tank that doesn't look boxing, you have to put in a waistline for like a feminine cut t-shirt, like at the store. You can even grab your favorite female cut t-shirt and lay it flat and measure it and see where it goes in for the waist shaping, and then try and duplicate that for your tank. Unless you're following a pattern, in which case get a pattern that has the shaping built in. Usually the waist shaping is about 4 inches. So like it's straight down for the bust line, and then the waist is in the middle of that 4 inches. So you're coming in, and then going out. So you've got about 4 inches usually of shaping on the side to kind of carve out a waistline to help with boxiness. Otherwise, you can make it not be boxy by make it flare at the bottom. So it becomes straight down your tank and then flare out at like the high hip to kind of give it some movement, and that helps make it not boxy. But all of that is a design decision, and if you're designing your own tank, then those are some tips. But otherwise, find one, through Ravelry or whatever, and get a pattern that's not necessarily free, because free patterns are not always tech edited, and so you get what you pay for. So that's just my public service announcement. You need an idea for a small 9-year-old girl, a summer pattern. Well, there's a bunch in my book with Shelby. Let me write this in. It's called Crocheting Clothes Kids Love. And Shelby Allaho and I wrote that book 2 years ago. And so you can check that out on Amazon under books, Crocheting Clothes Kids Love. And there's lots of designs for kids from like 6 to 12. So it's kind of that middle age group of kids, not the teeny toddler kids and not like teenagers who are basically shaped like little adults, but it's for older kids like 6 through 12. So so a 9-year-old would definitely fit in that book. And I know like I have a sundress in that book for a 9-year-old. Shelby designed a skirt and a tank, and there's all sorts of stuff in Crocheting Clothes Kids Love that would be perfect for a 9-year-old. Hello from Colorado. Hello, trying to work on a skirt. Good. Columbia, Mississippi. Hi, Tanya. Good to see you. Jackie, did I send a book? Did I send a Crocheting Clothes Kids Love book in your gift pack? I have a kind of habit when people win a prize, I try to slip in a little something extra that you're not expecting. And I don't want to make a promise about things, but I like to kind of give you a little bit more than what you're expecting. So maybe that book was in there. So that's possible. Yeah, check it out on Amazon. It's called Crocheting Clothes Kids Love. And Kaylo, I, of course, have copies also. So you can message me. And here's my email address, you guys, if you ever need anything. And if you want one of my books but don't see it on my ellengormley.com store, my books are there and I sign them and ship them, at least within the United States, so that you can have them signed. And so Crocheting Clothes Kids Love, I don't think is on my store, although it should be. I should put it on there. I have several copies left. So if you need one, email me and let me know. So that would work. And Shelby, my co-author, is in Kuwait. So I don't have the ability to get her signature on that, but of course mine is here. So that's something. Can't get that through Amazon. Anyway, so yeah, that was my third full-length book. So Go Crochet Afghan Design Workbook was first, and then Go Crochet Skill Builder was second. And then I did Learn Bruise Lace and Marvelous Crochet Motifs before I did Crocheting Clothes Kids Love. So lots of stuff going on there. Your son keeps taking everything you make or trying to. I made him a Pokemon creature amigurumi for Valentine's Day. And since he's taken a heart pillow, a pink basket. Okay, so a Pokeball, that's a Pokemon thing then. Okay, I didn't get that. My son used to be into Pokemon, but it's been a while now, so I didn't recognize that for what it is. Okay, now I get it. So Pokemon. So do you guys all have kids? My kids are 15 and 16, so we're done with Pokemon for now, but my son is big into Overwatch videos and comic books and what else is he into? He's into that kind of stuff. And then our daughter is not into any of that, so she's busy with her own things. But she's the 16-year-old and my son is the 15-year-old. Of course, Patrick, of course, our son, is the one with the broken leg who broke it while I did my first live stream here with you guys. So he's still laid up in a big old cast for another 3 weeks and then a boot for 3 more weeks. So he's not really doing much of anything right now. Your son is 10. Good. Your kid is 30. Wow. And a 9-year-old granddaughter. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, I hope he heals quickly too, but his break was kind of bad. So luckily we didn't have to have surgery for him, but it was a it was a bad break. So they said 3 to 5 months. So while I'm talking to you, I'm looking at my crochet notes. I'm in the middle of designing something with Cascade Superwash 220 waves. And this is what the ball looks like that I balled up from this hank here. So this is the hank that I am designing with right now. So it's like, it's a rainbow. There's absolutely every color in this. And I can't wait to see how it crochets up because I've never used it before, but I am designing with it, so it better be good. I only have so much time. I better get it right on the first try. Hello from California, Norma. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Oh, no. Hey, I'll take all the prayers I can get. So thank you. Yeah, if you feel like praying for my son's leg, I am so grateful for every prayer we can get. I would be grateful. Thank you very much. So are you guys doing any crochet or yarn events this summer? So there's like Yarn Fest right now, I think, in Colorado, right? Who said they were from Colorado? So Yarn Fest near Loveland, Colorado, I think, or near Denver, I think, going on. Then there's some kind of snap convention going on. I don't even know what that is, but a bunch of crochet bloggers are there. There's always Stitches events that are going around in different parts of the country. Kristen Nicholas, the knitwear designer, and she has a new book out called Stitching a Patterned Home, I think. She's already got Crafting a Colored Home or something like that. Kristen Nicholas is her name, and she's was on the show Knit and Crochet Now with me, and now she's just wildly talented. Anyway, so in addition to being a knitwear designer, she also has a sheep farm with her husband and daughter, and she's really talented at home interior design and color work. And so she, I don't even know how I got on this train of thought. She has a new book out, Crafting a Patterned Home, I think. Which is a follow-up. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about events. She holds retreats in her home for knitting, and she does crochet, but she's mostly knitting, color work, gardening, home development kind of stuff. Anyway, she holds private retreats in her home, and it's Kristen Nicholas is her name. Smoky Mountain Fiber Fest is next weekend. Have you ever been to that, Jackie? What do you expect to see there? So like Rhinebeck in New York is a big one, Rhinebeck Wool Festival. I know Colorado has Estes, that's Colorado. Estes Park Yarn and Wool Festival is coming up in June, I think. So I know that there's lots of yarn and wool and crochet and knit things going on. Of course, we can't forget Crochet Guild of America is going to be in Portland this year, I think June 25th-ish, something like that. I am not planning to go this year. I need to get back there. I haven't been back in the last 2 years, but I used to go every year to Crochet Guild of America, and it was at New Hampshire, Manchester, New Hampshire for a few years. I went to the one in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. There was one in Reno. I went to one in Reno. I went to one in Minneapolis. So it changes year to year where they hold it. I went to one in Charleston. So Crochet Guild of America, check that out. That's an excellent place where they have classes and vendors and all sorts of events for crochet specifically. They used to pair up with the Knitting Guild of America, but TKGA, but no longer. Now they're separate, and they're managed by different management companies. So Crochet Guild of America does their own thing now. So that's Portland. Let's see. Okay, so you're not sure what Smoky Mountain Fiber Fest is going to be like. I think that'd be fun to go. I mean, I'm sure they'll have knitting and spinning demonstrations, maybe some sheep shearing demonstrations and that kind of thing. Hopefully they have classes. So it should, I mean, most of these events have all of these things, and then they usually have a vendor market where you can walk around and see, maybe not like local yarn producers, but regional who come in for these shows and sell their good stuff. So I hope you have a great time. You have a son almost 28 and a daughter almost 16, a grandson who just turned 2. Nice. So that's a good spread there. You've got a little bit of everybody to take care of. Interweave Yarn Fest, that's what I was trying to talk about in Loveland, Colorado. How was that, Stephanie? Did you enjoy that? I know my friend Brenda Borg at Encouraged by Design. Check out her blog. She's a good buddy of mine, Encouraged by Design blog. Brenda Borg, she's a crochet author. She's big into Tunisian crochet, and she's allergic to wool. So she's, all of her patterns are non-wool. So they're cotton or silk or rayon or bamboo or something else. So she's a good resource for those things. So she, I know, stopped by Yarn Fest this past few days, and I haven't had a chance to really talk to her about how it went, but I'm sure just being around yarn is inspiring, and the colors and everything. So, oh, you're going to try, Stephanie, Estes Park Wool Festival. I know that Brenda really likes that one, because I know she lives in Colorado, Brenda Borg from Encouraged by Design, and she, Estes Park is one of her favorite places to go anyway, even when there's not a yarn festival. So, yeah, give that one a try. I know that one's one of her favorites. Interlacements Yarn, who sent me some yarn for the unboxing, that one unboxing. I know they're going to be at Estes Park. So if you go there and see the people at Interlacements Yarn, tell them I said hi, and tell them that you saw them on Ellen Gormley's YouTube channel. And thanks so much for the unboxing so you could see their fibers. So that would be great. You didn't take classes this year, but you got over to the marketplace. It seemed slower this year, a few less vendors. Oh, that's disappointing. I think so many like brick and mortar stores, yarn stores are closing these days, and it's really disappointing. But I think that's true pretty much of all stores, don't you think? It's all just, you know, Amazon is kind of taking over the world. And so it's really hard to, stay in business. It's hard to stay in business. And of course, you know, don't even get me started about how hard it is to be a small business. So yeah, hopefully they will be able to be at Estes Park and Yarn Fest and participate in these events, and, you know, make enough income to keep doing what they're doing. And so we need to keep buying yarn. That's the moral of the story. We need to keep buying yarn so that they can stay in business. And of course, we want to be efficient about our yarn buying budget, right? You know, we want to be efficient and buy yarn that we know we'll use, and that kind of thing. So, you know, I know our budgets are not unlimited. So there is, though, by the way, I will tell you guys, since you're here, that there will be another giveaway this coming Wednesday. So 3 days from now, I plan on posting another giveaway. So that's good. So maybe someone will win from this chat room. That'd be great. And then, you know, you'll have an opportunity to win, and then that'll help out your yarn budget because it's not unlimited. I think our eyes are bigger than our hooks. You know, it's so fun to have yarn and to get the new stuff. And then there's just not enough time in the day to crochet or knit absolutely everything. So, anybody buy anything new lately? Have you run across any new yarns that you've discovered? Is there a particular fiber or brand that you really like? Because I'm always on the lookout for the latest and greatest and newest and best, but also like with the classic yarns and what they're coming up with new, and the new colors that they come out with. So some of the old standbys are still so good that you can't forget them just for something new and flashy. Brenda at Interweave. No, well, Brenda Borg has worked with Interweave, but she doesn't work for Interweave. She's not employed by Interweave, but certainly all of us designers have, you know, done things with different companies. So she would not have been like manning the Interweave booth. Brenda Borg, Bourg, and she's at the Encouraged by Design website. Was Brenda at Interweave Yarn Fest? Yes. You did see a booth at all non-wool yarn. She probably would have been there. I'm sure she would have, because she's allergic to wool. So she wouldn't have been petting all the wool, but she definitely would have been hanging out at a non-wool yarn booth for sure. It was held a couple weeks later than usual, so maybe vendors plan on the same time each year. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. And if they're planning on going to Estes Park also in June, like I know they probably schedule out, you know, so they can plan to bring enough product to each event. And maybe they only schedule a couple events per year that they want to attend. And, you know, of course, it's hard to staff a booth for a whole weekend or whatever, you know, 24/7 or whatever. They have to have somebody there. And the whole setup and pull down procedure for these booths. So it's really a lot of work for these vendors. And so we need to make it worth their while when they come so that they can keep coming back. That's the plan. Oh, I did. Gloria's asking, did I untangle the blob? Let's see. My daughter's texting me that she arrived safely at piano. Okay, good. Yes, I did untangle the blob of yarn, the whole ball of yarn that Theo ran around with, and I was able to finish my project and fasten it off, and it is now safely in a resealable plastic bag in its spot, safe until I'm ready to turn it in for my big project. So yeah, thank you. That was an ordeal. So I did end up cutting it once, because I had that, it was that one entire ball, and I was trying to not lose any yardage on it. And I didn't want to cut it too many times. You don't want to have ends in your project. So but I did end up getting to, like, I couldn't stitch anymore. Like the ball was, the tangly mess was like right here, and I couldn't stitch anymore. So I had to cut it, and then I reverse untangled it, and then I added the new yarn back in and finished the project. So it's a story, right? Experience is what you get when you didn't get what you wanted. At least that's what I try to say. You know, it's just you don't always get what you want. Isn't that a Rolling Stone song or something? Okay, I need to get started on this project. Are you all crocheting while we're talking? Mine, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. All righty. So I did get that untangled and set, and so I'm really glad to finally get that project over with. It felt like every time I was getting somewhere, I hit an obstacle. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I can't tell you what I'm making. It's a secret. It's a big secret, and I'm running out of time, so I have to crochet while we're talking. Hello from Houston. Oh, you like my top? Thank you, Stephanie. It's just a t-shirt. It's just a t-shirt material with a button. So very comfy. So it's just a t-shirt material, waterfront, water flow, waterfall front, and it just buttons. Very comfy, very easy. Hello from Houston, Ruth. Hello. You enjoy untangling a wad of yarn? Oh my gosh, Stephanie, I'm not so sure I would say I enjoy it. No, I don't enjoy it. I was going to say, it depends if I have time to do it or not, but I'd rather be crocheting than untangling yarn. So no, I don't enjoy it. I do it. It's satisfying when I get it all untangled. There's that. I wouldn't say it's therapeutic. I would find it frustrating. Okay. You've been working with Loops and Threads, Joy DK from Michaels. How do you like that, Gloria? Are you guys liking the Loops and Threads yarn? Is that, that's their brand, right? Michaels brand. I don't usually use store brand yarns. Like Hobby Lobby has Yarn Bee yarns, and Michaels has Loops and Threads. And what does Joann's have? Joann's has their own line of yarn, right? And I don't usually use them because when I design with them, like people from all over the world might see the pattern, and then if they can't get to Hobby Lobby or Michaels, then I know they could order it off online like they could order anything else. But I think it's just less accessible to get. So I've been hesitant to design with any yarn from Hobby Lobby, Michaels, or Joann's if it's specific to that store. Like if it's Lion Brand or Red Heart, and I know that it's at all the stores, then I don't mind designing with that. But if it's only at one specific store, not everybody has access to it. So I generally stay away from it in terms of designing with it. Hello, Eli. Good to see you. Let's see. You think if you were on a deadline, yeah, it would be frustrating. Absolutely, to take the time to untangle, because that project, that ball from Theo, it absolutely added, I don't know, 3 hours of work onto a project that I was already, not worried about, but on a deadline with. It's like, I don't have 3 hours to spare to untangle a yarn. Hi, Paula. Good to see you. Melody, hi. You also enjoy untangling? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay, well, it's all right. So Stephanie and Melody are in the Enjoy Untangling Club. So from now on, whenever Theo messes up a ball of yarn, I need to just ship it to one of you guys, and you can ship it back in one nice little coil for me, right? But then there's a whole shipping time. So it can be frustrating for sure. Let's see. Ruth, you're resting from crochet and knitting. You strained your wrist. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, no kidding. I wish crocheting burned more calories too, but they do say that it counts as fidgeting, and people who fidget burn more calories than people who don't. I don't know. So every little bit helps, I guess. Well, hopefully, Ruth, you'll heal up quickly, and then you'll be able to get back to crocheting and knitting real soon. That would be good. You let your husband do it, Paula? Does he untangle the yarn for you? That's awesome. That he's a keeper. I have a friend, my friend designer Rebecca Velasquez. Her husband weaves in all her ends for her. Can you imagine? So you ought to check her out too. She's awesome. So, but he weaves in her ends. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. So check her out. I think it's just RebeccaVelasquez.com is her website. And she's a designer, and we've been friends for years. She lives in Houston. Who else said they were from Houston? Ruth, were you from Houston? So she's in Houston, and she's been designing for years too. She was on the cover of Crochet ! magazine when I was there. One of the issues, I think it was a spring issue, that she had a blue tank that had like this lacy kind of cowl neck looking V section here. It was very, very pretty. It was made out of Anzula fibers, which is really nice stuff. So Anzula yarns. And I don't remember the name of the pattern though. I don't remember the name of the tank that it was, but it was a light blue and it was so pretty. Anyway, Rebecca does excellent work, and her husband weaves in her ends for her. So cool. And then her son, her oldest son, does like a lot of the photography for her pattern line. So they're very supportive, which is great. So that's a really good thing. Hey, Dawn. Hello from Washington State. Cloudy day, making a dusting mitt today. Nice. Yeah, it's cloudy over most of the country. I think I've got a lot of lights on here. So, but it is kind of cloudy and drizzly outside. So I think that's kind of common all over the country today. Maybe it's nice in Florida and Houston, but it's been kind of cloudy and rainy around here, and it's even supposed to snow here. Some parts of Wisconsin, I have a friend in Wisconsin, they just got like 18 inches of snow or something crazy. So it is April. I know a lot of us are itching for nicer weather. So sunny in Houston. Well, I'm glad somebody's enjoying some sun. If we can't have it here, then I'm glad somebody has it somewhere. So I was asking about yarn events. So Stitches events, Crochet Guild of America, Rhinebeck in New York, Estes Wool in Colorado, Yarn Fest in Loveland, Colorado. Been raining most of the day in the UK. Oh, cool, windy and sunny. Okay. So anybody traveling to any yarn events this summer? So Stitches, they just, it seems like they just had one, but they have so many of them. So like Stitches has like Stitches Midwest, Stitches South. I don't even know all the ones they have. And I've actually never been to a Stitches event. So if you've been to a Stitches event, let me know about that and tell me how that is. Also, it just flew out of my head. Vogue Knitting usually has something in New York City. Has anyone ever been to that one? I have not been to that one. So, and do they have these kind of events in the UK? I bet they do, because actually a lot of yarn, like professional, like the yarn companies go to Italy in Germany for like there's a really big yarn convention there where the companies here go and buy yarn from manufacturers. And Turkey is actually a pretty, what's the word, prolific. It's a place where a lot of yarn is made. And a lot of our big companies buy their yarn from spinners and manufacturers in and near the country of Turkey. I'd love to go to Italy or Germany and see like the big yarn sale extravaganza. That would be so cool. Rhinebeck is on your bucket list as well as Stitches. Yeah, I think Rhinebeck might have, yeah, I think that's probably right. We have in Cincinnati here, we have a neighborhood called Over the Rhine for when the German immigrants settled here at the beginning of the founding of the city. The Ohio River, they called the Rhine, R-H-I-N-E, which I guess there's a Rhine River in Germany. And so there's a neighborhood north of the river called Over the Rhine. And so, but they spell that with an H, R-H-I-N-E. So I don't know if you spelled Rhinebeck or not. I don't even know if Rhinebeck is associated with the word Rhine from Germany or not. So I'll have to ask my daughter, the linguistics person, and see if she knows. But yeah, I hear Rhinebeck is just amazing. So that would really be cool to see, wouldn't it? So what else is on your bucket list? Do you guys, I don't know, like what, if I had like the ultimate place I would go. I mean, I of course really love Crochet Guild of America because people like yourselves come from all over the world, all over the country at least, and sometimes all over the world. And I get to see, you know, you all, the people who love crochet more than anything. And so the other events like Stitches and Rhinebeck and Estes Park are more yarn focused. And so it's knitters and crocheters, but Crochet Guild of America is a large concentration of just crocheters, which, hey, you know, you're my people. So that's always a lot of fun. So what else? So you saw a Lefty Tunisian video was posted. Yes, I did. So last time I did a live stream with you guys last Saturday afternoon, somebody, I think it was Donna. Was it you, Donna W? Or was it, I think it was a different Donna, but I'm having trouble keeping all the names straight. Once I meet you in person, I'll get it. But when I haven't met you in person, it's harder. Suggested that I post a video and edit it where it's mirrored. So I tried that with the reverse single crochet for lefties, and I got some good feedback and a couple ideas to help improve it. And then I went ahead and took the Tunisian, which stitch was it? The double stitch, the Tunisian double stitch, and I went ahead and mirrored that one. But I had already filmed that one before I got the feedback on reverse single crochet. So it is also up, and I think lefties will appreciate it more than just the right-handed style, but it may not be, I may have some ways to do it better next time I film. So I'll keep that in mind next time I'm filming a special stitch, to the kind of words I use to reference in context, so that if I do mirror it, which I hope to, there's really no reason why I shouldn't. It just takes an extra, 20, 30 minutes of editing, like I can do that. Then it'll make more sense for you lefties when you go to see it. So yeah, enjoy. I hope it works out. And if you ever see one of the videos and think, oh, wow, it would be so much easier if she just I mean, tell me what that is, and I'll try to incorporate those things. Like, I know that some of you on the Tunisian want to see more rows and like a couple rows in a row. So with the Tunisian double stitch, I did try and do at least 2 rows so you could see like what they looked like on top of each other rather than just doing 1 row. So I'll continue to do that. And but I do want to keep the videos really short because I think you all get bored. And so, you know, I find that people like stop watching past like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or so. So, you know, you can always go back and watch it again. But if it's a really long video, I don't really want people bailing in the middle. You know, I don't want to bore you to tears. So, but yeah, I know with the Tunisian that I need to show like subsequent rows so that you can see how it looks within the fabric, not just the 1 row. Let's see. Okay, Crochet Guild of America. Yeah, a lot of fun. Ruth, your mother is from Batavia. Yeah, that's east of town. Yeah. And I'm on the west side of town, so we're probably an hour apart, you know, with Cincinnati in the middle. With downtown Cincinnati's in the middle, she's probably a good 40 minutes east of town, and I'm about 30 minutes west of town. So hello, yes. A knitting cruise. Well, friends, not a cruise, but I'm really working hard for a crochet adventure for all of us that I want to go on, that I'm trying to lead for either spring break of next year, like April-ish of next year, or summer of 2019. So stay posted. I'm in discussion with a group that is trying to help me make it happen. So I'll keep you posted as soon as details come about. It's so early in the beginning discussion stages with them that I don't even know if it's possible at this point. But that's a goal that I have in mind, is to create a crochet adventure where I can invite you all along. So that would be fun. So stay tuned about that. Batavia, New York. Hi, Shelley from Batavia, New York. So isn't that funny? I just love seeing where all of you are from all over the country because, you know, we just love crochet, right? You know, it's just all about crochet. So let's see. I guess I'm going to have to actually be careful and stitch. I'm not going to be able to stitch and talk like I wanted to, but that's okay because every time, everything has a purpose and a time. So I might as well get comfortable and not try to count. Once I get started on a pattern, though, I usually can just crochet without looking at the pattern. But since it's a design of my own and I need to kind of write it down as I go, even though I do have my first draft done. So when I'm designing, I usually don't write anything down. Or if I do write anything down, it's just like scribbles on the piece of paper. And then I'll go back and actually do a pattern. And I write it according to, usually I write it according to Red Heart's style guide. And then I go back and stitch it according to what I wrote. And then I'll edit it again as I'm stitching. And then, so it's a multi-step process. And then, of course, after it's stitched and fully written, excuse me, I'll have it tech edited. My pal Haley Zimmerman was a tech editor for Crochet Magazine for most of the time I was there at Crochet Magazine. And she also tech edits for other companies as well. And so she's a good buddy of mine, and she usually tech edits for me, and then I'll have a symbol diagram made if necessary. And although I wish I knew how to do them, and I've tried to take some time to learn, I have not spent enough time learning Adobe Illustrator. I just have not had time to really dedicate spending time to learning how to do it. Getting the symbol diagram made so that you all can get the best possible product from a pattern. So when a pattern is printed with like Red Heart or a magazine, then the magazine will then get it tech edited, and I'm finding myself climbing up onto my soapbox again. I'll try and be brief. So like when you get a free pattern off the internet, you don't know if it's been tech edited or not. And creative people are not always the best editors. So because they have a creative brain, sometimes that means that the technical part of their brain is not as strong. And that's okay, because often the people who are technically very smart don't have the creative compulsion, and so we need both kinds of people in the world. So when you have a free pattern on the internet, you need to find out if it's been tech edited or not, because you can't, it needs to be correct. But you get what you pay for. So if they're going to offer it for free, they probably didn't put much money into it that they need to get back. So they can just put it out there for free and not worry about getting paid. But if you have it, you pay somebody to tech edit it, then you need to get that money back at least. So that's why you have to charge a little bit for a pattern. So anyway, when you get a free pattern, you may not know, it may not be tech edited, so it may not be correct. So, but even tech edited patterns sometimes can have mistakes, because we are human after all. And, anyway, you get what you pay for. So keep that in mind. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. My videos are wonderful. There's an option in the video menu for the viewer to slow it way down and watch it in slow motion. Really? I did not know that. In the video menu. I'm also want to keep the videos short. That way, if you just want to play it again, you can just play it again. And it's not like going to eat up too much time in your day, like going through the video, trying to find the right spot that you really wanted to see. Like if you just watch my videos over and over again, they're not so long that it's too awful to play it back to find the one spot. And of course, you can always pause it. And I think there's even you can also pull the little scroll button over and go back so that you can watch it again. So a slow-mo button. I don't think I noticed that in the viewer, but I'll have to look for that. So you guys do like that option. You like the option of pausing or backing up to watch again. That's what I was trying to say, Donna, and I was not saying it very clearly. You learn from crochet from videos. You find that a written pattern is difficult. Oh, absolutely. I learned to knit from YouTube, actually. And I watched literally one video of a lady who I didn't even subscribe. I wish I had, because she certainly did me a favor. I Googled, or I searched in YouTube how to continental knit, because I had tried to learn to throw and I sort of got it, but I knew as a crocheter that continental knitting would probably be more comfortable for me. So I just searched in YouTube for how to knit continental, and it was just like a 3-minute video, but I just studied how she held the tension in her hand, and that's how I learned to knit, was that one video. And then after that, I don't think I guess I had to look at one on how to purl too. So maybe the two videos, how to knit and how to purl. And ever since then, I don't even really watch YouTube videos to learn how to knit, although I guess I should. But I have enough yarn friends that I've taken classes at events and stuff on knitting. And I've learned probably more from people in person than on YouTube. Although my favorite knitter, one of my good buddies, Marley Bird, she's huge here on YouTube, Marley Bird, and she does all of the videos for Red Heart, and she's she and I are in contact just about every day by text, and she's just really brilliant and a big, beautiful Christian personality. She's just a nice person. She's a great designer. She's got her own line of yarn now, Chic Sheep yarn from Red Heart. It's her line of yarn. It's a merino wool yarn with Red Heart, distributed by Red Heart. And so anyway, she does knitting as well as crochet videos on YouTube. But her videos are often like 30, 40 minutes long, because she's teaching projects like from start to finish, which is huge amount of work, but it's her full-time job. That's what she does. So she will design a project, and then she teaches the project. So the one blanket, I had done a blanket for her when she launched her yarn. And what is it now called? Nouveau, I forget even what we named it. Nouveau Chic Granny blanket. It's squares, and they're like lime green and gray and with black. And I can't think of how to describe it at the moment. I wonder if I can find a link while we're talking. But it's Red Heart yarn. And anyway, she does knit and crochet. And so if I needed to learn to knit something, I would likely go to one of her videos for that. Nuvo. Let me see if I can find it here on, oh, there it is. Okay. I am going to grab this link and put it up here in the chat. This is the Nuvo Chic Granny Throw that I designed for Marley Bird for her Chic Sheep yarn. There it is. So check that out. Of course, it's tech edited. And I think there's a symbol diagram that goes with it. I hope. I'm a big, strong proponent of symbol diagrams. I really believe in them and think they should be with just about every project. I did do a scarf, the Erin Scarf for Wellness that's on YouTube under the playlist of subscriber bonus. And it doesn't have a symbol diagram, but it's like literally a beginner scarf. It's all single crochet. So I didn't really feel the need to do a symbol diagram. But yes, if you're a visual person and you have trouble reading actual patterns, the symbol diagram makes perfect sense. And it helps you like see how things all go together relationship wise. So when you have a paragraph of text, you can't instantly visualize, at least I can, like how things interrelate with each other when it's stitched up. So Stephanie says, interesting how you all have your favorite way of holding the yarn, the hook and the needles. Absolutely. Yeah, Marley's terrific. Yeah. See, I've noticed a few videos with slow motion option. It's very helpful to see exactly where the hook and needle is going. Some tutorials move too fast to follow. I don't know if my videos have that option or not. I don't know if that's just a YouTube thing or if that's something I need to like turn on. I'll have to investigate that. RKO out of nowhere. Hi there, taking a break from piecing a baby blanket together. And yes, here I am. Hi, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So, gosh, it's getting on 4 o'clock already. So, we've been on for just about 53 minutes in this chat. Like I started a few minutes late because I lost track of time. And it's a Sunday afternoon here. I got some chores done this morning. Then I need to go, and as soon as I'm done here, I need to go to the grocery store and get set up and get the kids all kind of organized to start off the week. So you're piecing a baby blanket together. Are you doing a crocheted baby blanket, RKO, or are you doing a quilt? Piecing a baby blanket together. So a lot of people not complain, that's not the right word, prefer not to sew motifs together, but I've never had a problem with that. That's a really satisfying moment for me when you have stacks and stacks of motifs and then you put them all together and you're like, voila, they're like suddenly become a fabric. But I actually, 90% of the time, I would prefer to crochet them together rather than whip stitching or what's that other word I'm thinking of? Mattress stitching back and forth. I would rather crochet them together because I like to crochet. I don't like to sew nearly as much. Otherwise, I would be sewing right now. I like to crochet. So I prefer to crochet things together 90% of the time. So RKO, are you crocheting it together or are you sewing it together? Is it a quilt or is it a crochet piece? Tell us more. Jackie, oh, you're welcome for the chat. I appreciate being here with you guys and getting to know you a little bit better. You love the double crochet Tunisian stitch. Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it? And it didn't curl at all. So I think that's really cool. I think also the key to why that didn't curl, Jackie, is because I was inserting the hook knitwise. So when you insert the hook in Tunisian crochet knitwise and you kind of stab the hook from the front of the fabric to the back, then the yarn is not pulling on the surface, the front surface of the fabric. So in simple, if you had inserted the hook as if to Tunisian simple stitch, then all of those stitches hang on the front. So imagine like holding a backpack or a baby on your front, you know, when the baby's little and you naturally hunch over and it makes your back curl. That's what Tunisian crochet does when you use the simple stitch, because you're holding all the weight of the yarn fabric on the front. But if you Tunisian knit stitch and you poke it through all the way from the back, then it equalizes the tension on the yarn on both the front and the back of the fabric. So it's like wearing a baby on the front and a baby on the back, you know, and it equalizes the stress on the fabric, and so it doesn't curl. So I think the reason the double stitch did not curl is because I inserted the hook knitwise. If I had inserted the hook Tunisian simple stitch wise, then I think more curl would have happened. Okay. 3 dots on the right playback speed. Okay. I'll try that. Okay. We'll have to look at that to see if I can figure out how to make it like slow down, slow motion to watch, so that you can watch videos slower in spots when you need to really pay attention to what is being demonstrated. Crocheting a rose blanket, you're doing a blind stitch. Okay, I don't know what you mean by a blind stitch. I don't know that I've seen that term before. You've made some of Kristen Amdahl's designs in her new book, Motif Magic. Good, good. Yes, she was one of the first American designers to bring the motifs that are all connected without even not even joining as you go, not even like join as you go, cut, and then add join as you go, cut. Hers, they're like, oh, make half a motif and then go here, and then make half a motif and go here, and then finish them. So it's all one continuous strand. And she was one of the first American designers to bring that Japanese technique here. So the Japanese designers have been doing that for quite some time. And we have books on it in Japanese, but because of symbol diagrams, you can read it and see how it goes. And she brought it into the English language a couple years ago, maybe 2, I don't know, maybe 3. Anyway, yeah, so she obviously is very talented and has contributed a lot to the design world too. So good. Yeah, there's a lot of Kristens. There's a lot of Kristens in the design world. So Kristen Nicholas and Kristen Amdahl and Christy Simpson and Kristen Stolfus, and there's so many Kristens and Christies that it's hard to keep them all straight. Gotta go, Donna. Okay, thanks so much for coming. Okay, I appreciate you all coming. So I want to hear more about what you want to see on the channel. Like I said, there's going to be a giveaway on Wednesday, so please subscribe. Do me a favor, if you feel like it, share one of the videos with your best yarn friend or whatever, so we can maximize the number of minutes that are viewed. And anything I can do to help make the videos easier and better to understand, absolutely, I'll do my best to try and do that. I do anticipate making more videos where they're both right and left-handed now that I've figured out how to do the mirroring, thanks to you guys last Saturday when we talked about that. So I will do more of those. Some of the early videos of mine I've already deleted off my hard drive just because I don't have enough room for all the memory for those. So I might have to refilm a few of those just so that I can do them in Lefty, but I'd be glad to do that when I get a chance too. So I'll add that to my to-do list. So crochet symbol diagrams are easier to read than knitting charts. Oh, I totally agree. So knitting charts are just like dashes and lines, or circles and dashes or whatever. And it's, gosh, the lines just, you lose your place so easily. But crochet symbol diagrams, because each symbol looks like the stitch that it is, and we do have a lot more stitches than knitting with just the knit and purl, and then cabling and stuff is different. But in crochet symbol diagrams, because it looks like the stitch that it is, the symbol looks like it, then it's pretty easy. So maybe I need to do a how to read symbol diagrams video here too, for maybe those of you who are not as familiar with it. Yeah, crochet diagrams are works of art. They totally are. And I do have a couple of friends who are like artists in that way and who make them. And it takes a lot of time to make them. It's a great deal of skill, and Adobe Illustrator is not a cheap program. The learning curve is hard. And so, and also when it's done correctly, each row is like a different color so that when you're changing colors, especially in a motif that's worked outward, you want to be able to see that all of row 1 is gray, and then all of row 2 is black, and then all of round 3 would be gray again, so that you can see where it all fits together. And when it's done correctly, they're really gorgeous. Absolutely. Yeah, knitting charts. I really haven't followed knitting charts, but I admit I know how to knit, and I'm probably a intermediate knitter, but I don't knit. I don't have time to knit. And when I do knit, it's knitting in the round. Like I'll just knit a bunch and put them on circular needles, and I'll just keep knitting in the round and make like a cowl out of it and just call it done. Because for me, knitting is a mindless thing I can do to relax when my brain is too busy with crochet. So I really admire knitting for that, but I don't have the patience to do lace knitting much, because it just requires too much brain power, and my brain is already busy with other things. So, do you guys also knit? I'm actually just about to wrap up. Hi, Digo, D-I-G-O, hello. Thanks for getting here. Now this video will get saved. So if all the stuff that you missed the last hour, it'll get saved and it'll be put up on YouTube, and you guys can watch again and go through and read the links and follow the links that I gave you for Kristen Nicholas and Marley Bird, and the blanket that I did for Marley for the Chic Sheep yarn, the Nouveau Chic Granny Square Throw. I think that was what it was called. So you guys can go back and read those links. The video will be saved on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch it as much as you like or as little as you like if you missed anything. You'd like to change, Dawn would like to change back and forth too between knitting and crochet. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it just works different parts of your brain a little bit. And people might get mad at me for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I really prefer knit socks over crocheted socks. I just think that knitting does better with socks than crochet does. However, amigurumi, crochet all the way. So crochet is better for amigurumi than knitting. So each discipline has its pluses and negatives and strengths, and it's okay that you go back and forth between both. I have high regard, obviously, for both, but you just play, do what works. If you want a sock, I think it makes more sense to knit one, but it's okay if you disagree with me. Let's see. Stephanie said, yes, I know knit and crochet. Favorite crochet is doilies. Favorite knitting is socks and shawls, but you do many things. Yes, absolutely. Can I do a video on blocking? Absolutely, I can do a video on blocking. Let's see if I have a pen handy. I don't. I guess I better take a note. Have to remind myself. Blocking. What else did I say? Symbol diagrams. Some of you last week asked for beginner knit from the crochet perspective. Some of you really like the left-handed videos. I'm going to continue on with the gauge series. There's a whole lot more to learn about gauge. Also, I wanted to talk about yarn weights. So that's important. See. So all those things I need to do. Video on blocking, yes. Oh, of course. Well, I'm glad to do the shout out. It's good. Hi. J'adore le crochet. Greetings from Georgia. Hello. I'm actually wrapping up this video. I've been on for about an hour, and I need to hit the grocery store and get the family all set up for the week ahead. You knit more than you crochet, but you like both. You will knit more socks this year. Sorry you're late. It's okay. It's going to be saved on YouTube, so you'll be able to go back and watch all the things that you missed and follow the links that I offered on the different topics we talked about. You love crocheting slippers. Good. Yeah, crocheting slippers is good. It's just the socks, like you know, with a thin yarn, you don't want to feel like you're walking on pebbles all the time. And I think sometimes crochet feels like that. Maybe it's just me. So I am going to sign off for today. Thank you for all the feedback and suggestions, and I certainly will try and do them. Stay tuned. Please subscribe because more giveaways are coming. There will be a giveaway on Wednesday and an unboxing coming up. So stay tuned if you're subscribed. Now, remember, it's totally free to subscribe. You can subscribe to as many YouTube channels as you want. There's no limit to the number, I think, that you can subscribe to. It costs you nothing to subscribe. It only helps out the YouTuber that you subscribe to. So please go ahead and subscribe. You can subscribe without receiving notifications. If you're getting too many notifications, it's okay to click turn off the bell if you don't want to receive notifications, but you still want to be subscribed. But be aware, like you may not get notifications that I was going to do a live feed or that the giveaway is going to go up if you turn off the notifications. But it can get kind of tiresome if you're getting notifications from too many things. So be subscribed. Notifications are optional. Share and comment and like as much as you feel like you want to. And I appreciate it all. So have a great week, everybody. And I will see you Wednesday when I post the next giveaway. And that'll be a lot of fun. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Bye.